Hey, what is up everybody? How are you guys doing? Thanks for coming and checking out this video. Thanks for checking out Bluefoot Homestead. I appreciate it. Maybe hit that like button, it would help me out. My algorithms aren't doing too good with some of the things I talk about. Today's going to be no different. Yeah, that's a weird part randomly sitting here. All right, so I am just waking up. The sun is not even up yet. It's not a bad morning. It's been pretty chilly lately. And today, this morning, it's like in the mid 40s, so it's not too bad. Hopefully today's gonna be a good day temperature-wise. I'm really hoping for that. I wanna get out and get some things done. Sunday today, so you're probably gonna be getting this at a later date. I might be able to get it up tonight. I am not sure, but if not, it'll be early in the week by the time I actually get this one published. So, I'm not sure what I'm gonna name this video, but it's probably gonna be fairly blunt. Now we have the obvious big headline. Everybody's talking about what's going on in the border. The whole crisis that's going on, the immigration, the asylum seekers, the illegal immigrants. Let's just go ahead and get all those key trigger words out of the way right away and screw up my algorithms, right? But we have this going on. But I want to talk about something, the way our society works kind of currently. Now, this is just my beliefs. You can kind of see a lot of examples, and I'll explain some examples. We live in a world of trends, trending on social media, trending topics, and this happens all the time. One of the big things, and I forget the exact situation, but there was something that was talked about. I think it was on Facebook, Twitter, and it was talked about so much that the mainstream legacy media actually started making stories about it. And it was all fabricated from social media. It wasn't actual news. It was just so many people were talking about it, they felt that they had to do a news segment on it. That's a trend. That's a very strong example of a trend. Now, we have... I forget what it is, but I think it's TikTok. It's like stacking the milk crates and climbing up the milk crates and jacking yourself up because you can't do it. Everybody started doing it. Why? There's no logical, sensible reason why. Kind of fun. Fun to be a part of things. It's fun to be a part of what everybody's doing. What is that? That's a trend. So this goes to a lot of different things. Even political division is a trend. Eating kale. Kale was never a thing. It was used as a salad bar garnish most of my life. And just over the last maybe 10 years, it became a thing to eat kale. Now there's kale in everything. You have kale powder, you have kale pills that you can buy. Kale is a trend. So you kind of see what I'm getting at. Things are trends. Our society is based on kind of a trending type society. Eating Tide Pods. There's a good example, okay? So, right now we have the trend at the border. It just took a few people to get across, get their asylum, and hey, we're scot-free. We can do this, as far as what the immigrants are saying. And then it became 100, then it became 10,000, then it became millions. So that is the trend. Well, on the other side of that, the people in the United States, well, most of the people are upset about it. Most of the people are worried about it. Not everybody. There's some people over on the left side that are just more than welcoming to bring, Venezuelan cartel people into their kitchen and sit them down for dinner. There are people like that. Most of the people are not. Now, nothing has happened, mostly out of fear, for the American people that are not happy with the border situation, that are not happy with the immigration situation, especially in Texas, in border states, California, Arizona, New Mexico. New Mexico is going to allow them in. There's more Mexicans. If you're not Mexican, you're a minority in New Mexico, besides the point. There are a lot of people in America that want to stand up for their rights to protect their country from this invasion that we're getting down at the border, to say another key trigger word. Nothing has happened. Nothing at all has happened. I mean, we had the trucker convoy go down there, did absolutely nothing. We've had people go down to El Paso and Eagles Pass and, try to stand up for it. Nothing has happened. It's been a very low intensity of resistance of the American people to stop this border crisis. Now, I think everybody knows this is bad. There is a very strong, I don't know really how to say it, there's a strong emotion, I guess, of the American people to make sure that this gets stopped, but nothing has happened. Now, being that, how I explained this trending type style of our society, one person is going to do something. Now, what is going to happen when, the recent thing has been squatting. We got this Venezuelan dude down there on TikTok sitting here saying, hey, we can go take people's properties. Now, it's already happened. It is already happening. It's the current deal. It is already starting to pick up a trend. Now, what is going to happen when some squatters go into a house of, let's say, a Green Beret that just went shopping and comes home to, a couple 20-year-old Mexican cartel guys in his living room saying, you got to get out, this is my house, or I'm going to sue you, and, all this BS that goes on along with the squatting law and squatting rules. What's going to happen? Now, it's only going to take one situation for somebody to say, nope, no way. And it's going to make news. It's going to make big news. Now, that might even blow over, but now we have this trending society that we're in. It's not going to take long for people to go, oh, we can do this? We can stop this from happening? And you're going to start seeing this continuation of people standing up against what the government's doing with the squatting and the whole immigration invasion that is going on. They're getting more rights than a lot of our Americans are. There's a lot of deep emotional power behind this whole movement. Cat, your tail is in my shot. Kitty, hey, your tail. Do you see it? The cats always like to get in videos. So anyway, you kind of see where I am getting at. Just taking this border crisis on one side, it is definitely proved that there is a trending thing going on as far as people coming over the border. Everything has escalated extremely steep on it. And right now on the other side, we're flat. We just have nothing going on. And it's going to take that one instance where, we're going to kick it into the up. And then it's going to go up, 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 up. Now, what's going to be the result of this? What's going to be the result of that first person standing up? It's going to be significant. It's definitely going to be significant. Now, I do want to bring up another thing is, I believe it was the book, The Fourth Turning. And, I know I'm going back to my books and stuff like that. Come on, let's, now, towards the end of the book, he talks about racism in the United States and what's going to happen, as far as coming together and breaking apart in different ways. Now, he talks about the current racism, which, let's face it, is basically black and white. And there's other ones as well, but that is the main focus if you talk about racism, unless you are part of that demographic. It's basically black and white. He says black and whites are going to come together. The black and whites are going to drop racism, they're going to drop their differences, and they're going to come together as one. He didn't know how it was going to happen, but he did say that they're going to do it out of necessity, not out of them wanting to necessarily do it. So let me take a step back. What is going to happen when some squatters go into the ghetto, go into some dude that keeps it real for his family, and they want to squat in their house? What is that guy going to do? He ain't going to take that shit. He's not going to take it at all. As much as a Green Beret or a Navy SEAL ain't going to take it. Now you're talking about the people that are just going to push the door open. But if this is happening across pretty much all the demographics, doesn't matter whether you're, European or English or black or white, we all know this is a southern border invasion, mostly to do with the Hispanics. Yes, there's Haiti. Yes, there's Nigerians in there. And of course, there's Chinese in there, which is probably going to be a player in it. We're eventually going to stand up. Now, it's going to take one person, 10 people, 100 people to stand up and say no. It might take somebody getting their life taken. It might take somebody to be brutally beaten to make the news. But eventually it's going to make the news. Eventually it is going to start trending. Now, that is going to bring everybody together for one common cause, one common enemy in the invasion in the U.S. What's going to happen to our society? Are we going to have martial law? Are people going to be stepping in? Is the government going to be stepping in? Is it going to be civil war? If you want to even call it civil war, because it's not necessarily within our country, even though it is within our country, it's against invaders, so it would be a war on our soil. What's going to happen? How is the government going to deal with it? How are you guys going to deal with it? How are you guys going to deal with the situation once it almost becomes okay to resist what the government's doing with these illegal immigrants? Are you going to stand up? Are you going to take it? Are you going to play it safe? Are you going to chance spending the rest of your life in jail? What are you going to do? How are you going to prepare for it? Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about what's going to be happening with all these illegal immigrants coming in here and what's going to happen when, well, the Americans eventually start standing up. So anyway, I wanted to bring this up. I'm going to leave the video at this. I'd appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe. My algorithms aren't doing too good. I'm getting, cat, get out of my video. Hey. Yeah, I'll let him. We're at the end. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's all I got to say about that. Till next time, peace.